Ben Shelton taking on Joao Fonseca. Fun matchup here at the Canadian Open, which is also a big event for Ben Shelton. Obviously, if you guys remember last year, 2025, Shelton winning this event here, an ATP 1000 event. That was such a signature moment in Shelton's career. People thought it might have jump-started him, but obviously you guys know the storylines here this year. There's been a lot of meat left on the bones for Ben Shelton. Obviously, you guys know he started the year off in a good way, where he made it to the quarterfinals in the Australian Open, losing the Yannick Sinner there. But then since then, right, there's been some high moments where he's won a few tournaments, but then you get to the major championships, the French Open, dipped out early. Wimbledon, same thing. First round upset, too, for Ben Shelton at Wimbledon. So that was a very upsetting thing to see for Ben Shelton. He's going to have to turn it around, have a big U.S. Open here, and this is a great tune-up tournament for him. Again, one that he won last year, and he's been playing well in it so far. And obviously, within any match, Shelton, his serving ability, you are kind of at his racket. The problem with Shelton's been when you're able to return at a high level, he's been having problems with those sort of guys in the past, especially if you can return with power. And that's why this is an interesting matchup here. Yes, is it on the racket of Shelton and his serving ability? Of course, but you have Fonseca, who could return at a high level and has a lethal forehand. So this is where it becomes interesting. Can Fonseca get that forehand going? And the other thing, too, is being that it's 3 sets, can that be a good thing for Shelton, or could Fonseca get off to a fast start here? If this was a 5-setter, I think maybe it might even favor Fonseca here a little bit. But Fonseca, that forehand, it's something to keep an eye out on. That is going to be his big key to victory here. Can he return at a high level and use that forehand to throw Shelton off of his game? Or is it going to be the big serve of Shelton that's going to get the job done? Tight one to predict for what it's worth, and where the way I'm kind of feeling this one out here. I understand that Shelton hasn't been having the best year by his standards, maybe, but still, Shelton and that serve and being on a hard court, I like Shelton a lot on the hard court. It's definitely his best surface. We've seen him have a lot of success on these surfaces just on this event last year. So I'm going to go with Shelton and the serving ability to get a tight victory here over Fonseca. I'm going with Shelton to keep his title defense going here and get this win over Fonseca to move on in Montreal.